Every AI strategy that you're seeing on YouTube right now is a trap. Not a scam, not malicious, just wrong. And the problem is it looks right, which actually makes it way more dangerous than something obviously bad. I want to talk about why, and more importantly, what's actually on the other side of it. Here's the narrative that's taken over. AI is a tool, and your job is to get good at using it. Use AI to write better, use AI to edit faster, use AI to assist your team, be more productive. That's the pitch. AI assisted workflows. I mean, that's what everyone's selling, right? And honestly, it's not wrong. It's just operating at the wrong level. It's like teaching someone how to drive a car really well when the goal was to build a highway, I guess, right? The people making this content genuinely believe that they're helping. They probably are. They're just not the people they think. They're helping learners or people learn, which is fine. But if you run a real business and you're taking this advice, you're optimizing the wrong thing. There are two completely different philosophies here, and almost nobody on the internet, YouTube especially, is drawing the line clearly. AI assisted means someone does the work and AI helps them do it faster or better. The person is still the engine, AI is just the turbo. AI first means the system handles the repetitive, processable work, and the person focuses on the work that actually moves the needle. Closing deals, client relationships, strategy, the stuff that requires a real person and genuinely can't be automated. The system runs the rest. Those are not the same thing at all, and not even close. AI assisted is a better employee. AI first is a business where your best people aren't buried in the tasks that a system could handle. They're doing the work that actually grows the business. Think about owning rental properties with a management company, handling leasing, maintenance, and like tenant communication. You're not fielding calls at midnight about a broken water heater, but your job is deciding whether to buy the next property. The management company, it runs the complexity so you don't have to live inside of the business. An AI first system works the same way, except instead of hiring a management company, you're building an agent that handles the complex, moving, interconnected parts of your business. Lead follow-up, content distribution, data processing, outreach, whatever the repeatable work is. It runs the complexity, you stay out of it unless a real decision needs to be made, and you don't pay a management company 10% forever. You build it once and then it runs. Think about the difference between a calculator and accounting software, right? A calculator, it makes someone faster at math. Accounting system or software can run the books, flag issues, generate reports, send invoices, while that same person is on the phone with a client or closing a deal. One assists, the other operates. AI assisted keeps people involved in every little step. AI first frees them up for the work that actually requires them, and there's plenty of that. The point isn't to eliminate the work or the employees. It's to make sure that the work that is being done by people is the work that only people should be doing. The goal is maximum output from minimum input. That's it. That's the whole game. Now, here's why this keeps happening, right? The people making the most content about AI are builders and learners have a specific problem, right? We need to demonstrate things visually. They need a screen to record, or they need a drag and drop interface that might look impressive on camera. So what kind of content gets made? No code tools, AI chat interfaces. Here's how I built this cool website in 10 minutes. It's inherently visual, inherently accessible, and it attracts massive audiences of other builders and learners. But there's a ceiling on what those tools can do, right? You're building inside someone else's constraints a lot of the time, depending on their pricing, their uptime, their feature decisions. You're assembling pre-made furniture, and it might look fine, but you didn't design the house overall, right? The actual leverage, the systems that run businesses, those live inside the terminal. They're not pretty. They don't make good screen recordings for beginners, but that's where the real capability is, and almost nobody's talking about it because it doesn't get the views from people who are just getting started. Okay, this isn't a knock on those creators. They're playing their game correctly. The problem is, if you're a business owner like me watching those videos and you're taking notes, you're watching the wrong game, right? A tool responds when you call it. A system runs whether we're there or not. A tool is reactive. It waits for input, produces output, and waits again. The person is still the connective tissue between every step, which means the person is still the bottleneck. A system is proactive. It triggers, it has logic, it has memory, it can make decisions inside guardrails that you built, and it keeps moving. You set the rules, and now you just mostly watch or don't even watch. The difference in output is not incremental. It's not slightly more efficient. It's the difference between one person doing a thing and a system doing it continuously without being asked. That's what an AI agent running inside an application actually is. Not a chatbot, not a co-pilot, a worker that doesn't stop, doesn't get tired, doesn't need to be reminded, and doesn't cost a salary. There's a reason the most powerful AI automations are in the terminal and not inside some browser-based no-code platform. And it's not about being technical for the sake of it. It's about access. When you build inside someone else's platform, you have the access that they decide to give you. When you build in the terminal, you're getting access to everything. Your file system, APIs, databases, your infrastructure, all of it. There's no middleman deciding what's possible. And when you tie an AI agent into that environment, one that's actually executing the code, reading files, making the right calls, and looping through different tasks. You're not using AI to help you work. You're building something that does the work, which is a completely different product with a completely different outcome. And it's not sitting right there for anyone willing to go one level deeper than what the feed is pushing, right? That's it. It's right there for anybody who, if you want to go one level deeper and just start learning about it, I promise you there's plenty of accessible resources. This channel being one of them. For example, ad creation used to be a serious time sink. Going through footage, making variations, formatting for different placements, that kind of thing could eat most of a work day. Instead, I built a system that handles that. Now the time that it takes to get a batch of around 1,000 ads out is maybe 20 minutes of actual decisions. The rest runs out on its own. Content distribution, the same story. Posting consistently across multiple platforms used to mean either a team or a big chunk of daily personal time. With the right system in one person, I can put out hundreds, if not thousands of pieces of content a month now. Not because I'm grinding, but because the system handles the distribution and I'm just making calls on what goes out. Neither of those came from a no-code drag and drop tool. They came from building real applications with an AI agent that I tied into them, running in an environment that has full access to whatever needs to be done and is not limited by some SaaS tools server or some generic guidelines that I have to upgrade my plan or something like that. Here's the part nobody's even talking about. When you follow the AI assisted advice, you don't just end up with a less powerful system. You end up spending real time and attention going down the path, right? Learning tools, building workflows, watching more videos, and the investment, it makes you feel like you're making progress, right? You feel great, but that's the trap inside the trap. The feeling of progress without the outcome of leverage. Anyone who's been in business long enough knows this pattern. It's the same thing as buying a course instead of hiring someone, or building an elaborate spreadsheet system instead of actual software. It feels like the right move because you're doing something, but you're not moving towards more leverage or scaling. You're moving toward a more organized version of the same bottleneck you already had. The question always worth asking is, does this actually require a person, or does it just require a decision? If it just requires a decision, a system can probably make it. And once you start thinking that way, you start seeing how many things in a business fall into that second category. If you're building skills, learning AI, and exploring what's possible, that YouTube content can be genuinely useful. You know, right audience, right advice. But if you're running a business with real revenue, real overhead, real people on payroll, the calculus is completely different. Every hour spent learning a tool is not an hour spent building a system, and every workflow that still requires you personally is another dependency on your time. The ones who are going to be winning with AI over the next few years aren't going to be the one who knows the most tools. They're going to be the ones who figured out how to remove themselves from the most processes. That's the actual goal. And right now, nobody online is pointing at it clearly. AI assisted is fine. AI first is the goal. And the gap between those two things is way bigger than the feed makes it look like. Smart, busy operators are spending real time and money going down the wrong path because the right path doesn't have that many videos made about it yet. That's what I'm going to keep covering on this channel. There's more coming. I hope you enjoyed this video. My name's Nolan Grout. I help businesses implement AI agents and systems to actually move the needle and get their humans out of those boring, repetitive processes every single day. So if you like that, you want to see demo, more stuff like this on the channel, subscribe, comment below. Let me know exactly what you're trying to automate in your business. I'm genuinely curious. Like, comment, do all the YouTube stuff, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.